Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, March 11th, 2024. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. Alrighty, so here we have another trading week, and Friday was a wide range reversal day in all major US trading indices. It may be signaling a top of some relative importance is in place, but it is certainly and objectively signaling Friday's high in the indices as important. The indices, all four of them, must close above Friday's high to restore the immediately bullish case. Friday's trade is not necessarily super bearish. It may simply be a kickoff to a choppy consolidation balance area that is way overdue. That correction is way overdue. So in the Nasdaq, we've seen how the market is trending below our moving average. Okay, so let's see if we'll come down to 17,900 initially, and we'll continue towards my support of 17,800. A special note, however, to keep in mind is that this is an election year in the US and in many other countries. There are at least 64 countries around the world holding elections this 2024. So what could go wrong? Now, markets are suggesting absolutely nothing. I live in the US, so I'll share my observation that we are setting up for the most contentious US election in any of our lifetimes. It is very important to point out that in the US, there has not been a correlation between the party in power and stock market trends. However, markets do not like uncertainty, and never in the US lifetimes are there as many potential uncertainties that currently surround the US political situation. There seems to be a similar uncertainty in other major countries. All right, so meanwhile, buy the dip. That could be one case. Now, if you want to talk about numbers and percentages, you go back to 1980s, which it began in February, numerous 3 to 7% declines, which it closed up for the year, but for the total amount of the year, that was 21%. That was back in 1980. Okay, so let's go into the 2000s. The 2000s, we have the bubble bursting, and that year included many declines of 13 to 20%. Then we have obviously 2008, big down year following bull market top in late 2007, but then numerous severe declines from 10 to 30%. Then we had in 2012 two significant declines, 10% and 8%, but very choppy. It closed off for the year. Then we had the COVID crash, epic rally of the low, but still included numerous 3 to 5% declines. And 2024, so far, the largest decline from print high to print low has been 2.53%. It occurred when it occurred, and it was over in just in 10 trade hours. So that right there, just tells you trade price. When there's something resembling even a normal retracement, a downside level has to be taken out along the way. So watch those levels. And what those levels could be, well, again, for the Nasdaq, we will have to, all major four current indices will have to close above or at Friday's high, which for the Nasdaq is right around 18,434, sorry. And then for the S&P, that the high would be 5,192. And for the Dow, that meant will be 39,000 and change. But we are obviously, like you see here, just trending lower. And it's just about time for a correction, a pullback. So I'm suggesting, or I'm speculating to be short the indices. This morning, crude oil has finally on Friday broken that $79 support level, which previously last month was a resistance line, and now goes back to being a resistance line. So will we trend even lower towards 77? I have my support at 76.5. So I'm going with the the flow with the internal momentum, which is down. Nat Gas is basically copying or just cloning Friday's range. So we are in balance. Therefore, where can we speculate a move to the downside? That could also be the case. Then gold finally broke that 2180. It fluctuated above it on Friday, but it didn't close above it. So we didn't break it. Today we are violating it again. We're right there. Could this mean a tug war between buyers and sellers? As a lot of people move in and out of Bitcoin, in and out of gold because of Bitcoin. So could this be just another setup, or can we have we already printed the high on gold, which is 2195? 2200 is that psychological round number for it. So right now we can contemplate that a correction could happen, since we have been overbought since the beginning of the month. Talking about silver is right there, just also creeping in, the RSI creeping in to being overbought. So 24.80 could be that target. Copper is within Friday's range, so we are in balance for copper, looking to see if we can stay around that level. Then Bitcoin finally broke today, or have finally broke today above 70,000. I was looking for 70,000 last week. It didn't happen last week. It happened today. All right, so timing is everything. How far higher can it go? We've been overbought since February, so there's got to be a correction sometime. Currencies are trading lower. The euro on Friday fluctuated almost to 110, but it quickly retreated. Today we did open with a gap up. That has been kind of closed, but it's standing lower. So 109 could be that support, psychological support for it. The pound as well, it opened with a gap down. It has been closed. So can we speculate 128 to be a support level? And that could happen if the dollar index continues to push higher, recover itself from Friday's momentum to the downside. So that's it for me today. Have a great trading day and week, and I will see you guys on tomorrow, Tuesday. Bye now.